Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Before today's segment, we want to give you a chance to win a real cool prize. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Join now for your chance to win an autographed Doug Gilmour Flame jersey, the real leader of the '89 Flames Cup-winning team, the club's best-looking jersey. Join us on Twitter and Facebook to win. It's that easy. How's that coffee?
Oh, you guys.
We made it fresh.
Outlaw makes the best coffee.
Wanted to talk to you a little bit about the branding of the Calgary Flames. You and I have talked about this many times before. So the big question is, define in the world of sports a successful franchise. Is it one that wins championships, or is it one that is a viable business? Do championships guarantee a viable business? That's another thing. You look at the NHL, for example. Here's a good case in point. The New Jersey Devils right now owe $80 million. Year in, year out, they are in the run for the playoffs, with the exception of last year. They've won 3 Stanley Cups in recent memory. But right now, they are in a bad part of town. They are not drawing people to the games, and they are in a deep, deep pocket of $80 million. Hopefully, the MSG network's going to bail them out, but I don't think it will in time, as opposed to the Calgary Flames.
So the perception of the New Jersey Devils, they are a winning operation. They're a good team because they've won Stanley Cups and they're competitive. But business-wise,
they're shit.
They're a bag of dirt.
Yeah.
Good point. And I think as reporters and in the media, we look at teams and we say, oh, and we almost too analytical. We look at the Flames, like I've been saying too much about trading again, trading capital. Let's get asked, let's be better 2-3 years down the road. Where I think good business people who run operations saying, whoa, we're making millions and millions. People love us. Why should we jeopardize sound business, perhaps lose millions by trading away star players for potential prospects and lose money? Why not keep up the image, keep it up? That's what I think Camilleri does. Everybody in this city, everybody in Western Canada who likes the Flames thinks the Flames are a player away from a Stanley Cup because they get Mike Camilleri, when in fact it's not true. But the brand, the image is true. So therefore I think teams like the Flames make more moves for the present to keep the team viable business-wise. So keep people talking about it, keep people watching, keep sponsors interested. I had a talk with one of the Flames. He's in business with the Flames. He's business management, used to play for the team.
Does he have a lease company?
He used to. He sold that.
Oh, did he?
And he asked me, Grant, do you think we are a successful franchise? And I says, no, right away. He goes, why? I said, well, you don't win championships. You barely make the playoffs. And when you get in the playoffs, you lose in the first round.
Yep.
He goes, wow, we make a lot of money. We pay everybody. Everybody wants to advertise with us. We're a strong, wealthy business. Never thought of that before.
Yeah.
So I think the Flames, Mike, are how do I put this? Are a franchise that thinks of the now and not the future. Why? Because they make a lot of money.
Interesting. You look at somebody. Is it the Canadian teams, Grant, that are like this? I mean, you're an instant star when you play on a Canadian hockey team. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's an aberration, the Leafs, though. Don't you think that?
Yeah, but
that
so
they
the
don't...
Montreal Canadiens. I mean, there's still stars in that town. No matter, Toronto hasn't had any success since, the mid '60s, really.
Well, that's my whole point, though, is that they don't talk about building for the future. They think of the now. They pretend they're good now. I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
Where I always think, wow, geez, what a bunch of BS that is. You got to think 2-3 years down the road. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You got to think now. So I guess in Montreal, fans always think you've got a chance to win now. Back in the boardroom, they may have a 5-year plan, but you don't let anybody know that.
No.
You don't market that. So in Montreal and Toronto and wherever else, Canada, where you always have the fans believing now, the now is the most important.
So going back to the Calgary Flames thing, Grant, before the big run in, when they lost to Tampa Bay.
04.
In 04, there were a lot of empty seats in that building. And I know times were different. The Canadian dollar and the salary cap, everything was different at the time. So now it's more user-friendly for the Calgary Flames and people like that. And again,
that's a valid point.
You know, you look at that before, and I think had that situation continued, you would have had to look at, you know, a big change in ownership and how they attacked everything. But now,
it's how you sell the sizzle. It's how you sell the sizzle.
Same in Winnipeg. Look at what is Winnipeg doing right now? They don't care if they're one of the worst road hockey teams around right now. It's kind of like your first sexual experience. It doesn't matter how good it is, as long as you're there. And Winnipeg, that's what they want. They want great hockey at home. They just are happy to be back on Hockey Night in Canada, being represented by an NHL team. All of a sudden, Winnipeg is relevant again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of what they believe in, what they perceive to be. It's perception.
Success, yeah.
Perception of the team, and the team is responding to that. So I think I'm now going to start changing how I think and look at teams. So the Mike Camilleri trade to me is good, because it resells the image of the team as being strong, a viable contender, when it might be a bit of smoke and mirrors. But don't worry about the future, worry more about the present.
Tired of going to redneck barbecues? Well, you better call Rocky Mountain Barbecue. Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Great tasting food, clean and efficient service. Check us out online or call Rocky Mountain Barbecue.